So now we're going to be looking at Google Slides, and you'll notice that this is all set up very much the same as Google Docs in terms of its homepage. It is simply just a selection of different versions, and not docs, we're in slides. You can search again, your 9 dots, your template gallery, and all of your most recent projects. Let's create a blank one. So when your slides open, you'll see it is nice and blank. I can select my theme if I want to change it to black or to grey with a little green orange dots there. Now here again, if I want to name this, so this is my recording demo. Okay, and then I go up here, it'll automatically put that name in there. Again, once that's there, I can star it and I can move it around in my folders. As we go through our menus, we have file, so we can share new ones. You can import slides if you like. So if there's some slides from another document that you want to import, you can click that, follow the steps. You can make a copy of your slides. You can download as. Now, when you download here, you'll notice you can download it as a PowerPoint or as a PDF, and that's the whole document. But if you want to download an image, you'll actually only download the slide that you are on. So just notice that in there as well. You can again email as an attachment, make it offline, check the version history. You can rename it, you can move it, you can publish it to the web. Again, emailing collaborators, document details. You can change the language, page setup. So here, this is currently in widescreen. You can make it the old 4:3, 16:9, or you can customize it. And customizing might be really good for you if you're looking to have your students maybe create a poster or something. You can make it really big. If you want them to create an image that they might use to post on Instagram, that needs to be on a 1:1 ratio. So you're just looking at that kind of aspects when you're looking at how the page is set up. I'm quite happy with it in widescreen. Just going to cancel that. You can also have a look at your print settings and preview. You can see that I can choose how I print it. So if I want 6 slides per page, it'll then do 6 slides per page. Do I want it landscape or portrait maybe? Do you want to hide the background? Do you want to include skipped slides? You can download it as a PDF from here as well, or you can print it from here. So multiple things you can do there with the document. Next, editing, very much the same. Duplicate is there as well. So if you want to duplicate the slide, you can do that. You can find and replace, etc. From the view setting, you can choose to present. That's also up here on the top right hand side. There are animations, so if you want to do those animations where you have text, put in an animation. This is a transition. So here I have no transition, but I can dissolve in between them and I can choose how fast it is. I can apply that to all slides. Or I can select a object. So let's select this one, selected. And now these are going to fade in or out. So they fade in on click, and you can do that by paragraph or not by paragraph. Very much like PowerPoint does. You can play that to see what it actually is going to look like. So there's my title. Each time I click, in come the dot points. Okay, and click stop. And that's your animations view, and you can see animations. You can also view a grid view so that it lays it out like this. And this is really good if you want to create a storyboard or something with your students. This view is better for that. Down the bottom here, you can also toggle between these two views. So your normal view, your grid view. Now you also might want to view your masters. So if you click master, now this means basically that if I edit something on here, it will edit it across the entire document. And so there is the top master, and then there's also a master by the layout that you choose for each of the slides, and these are all the possibilities. So I might choose, for example, for every time that this slide appears, which is my title slide, I might want to make sure that we have a particular image on it, and so I could insert an image. Again, you can see here I can search the web. Okay, let's search for our frog again. Let's put this frog into the document. Okay, shrink it down. But now every single time that I choose this title slide, that frog will be on it. Okay, and so if I now escape my view of the master and go up here, here is my title slide, and if I insert another title one, see how it's automatically got that frog on it. and so it's got the frog there. And I can't now see, I can't move it, I can't do anything to it in the normal view. Next, you can also view all your rulers, you can zoom in and out, you can do snapping to grids or to your guides, you can show the guides, add vertical guides, and these are your lines and stuff that come up on your page. And so as you move, for example, if I want to move this object around, it tells me when I'm in the middle, see how that's red, and if I want to scroll that down, now the line goes red, I'm in the middle. They will automatically come up without you being able to see the grey lines there to begin with, so I don't often use those. Okay, so here you can also show the speaker notes, so they're down the bottom, or you can turn those off. These are your speaker notes down here, and you can, for example, if you're going to present this to your students, you might want some notes in here to remind you of what you need to say, so that when you present you can look at those notes. Next we come across to insert. Again, you can insert images, very much the same. Text boxes. Now video is new for slides, it's not in docs. So here when I click video, I can search YouTube straight up. If I know the link, I can just paste the link in here. Or if it's in my drive, I can go to my drive and then I can look at shared with me and most recent video files. Okay. But here, if I'm in YouTube, I want to find energy systems, for example. These are all videos about energy systems. I can grab that and just insert it straight into my slide. And then here, I've also got options around how it plays back to me, etc. So click my formatting options, video playback. Where would I like this video to start? So maybe I don't want the video to start until I want it 15 seconds into the video, and I want it to end, let's say, at 6 minutes. Okay, you can also make it automatically play as you click to that slide, or you can mute the audio and just watch the animation, whatever you like. You can change the size and positioning of it from here. I generally just do that by dragging and dropping things around on the actual screen though. And if you want to drop shadow, you can select that, and then you'll get settings here for drop shadow. How far do you want the shadow to go? Okay, and that just comes up here underneath. Other things you can insert: shapes, table, charts. So again, much the same. Diagrams is pretty cool. Just insert diagram, and so if you want to be showing someone a flow chart or a timeline or something, you can select the timeline. So I don't want it on there, I want it in this one. Select that timeline, there it is, and then I'm just going to go through and edit that image that's essentially been put in there for me to create that timeline. You can also change all the fonts and dates and all that kind of stuff, the color of that diagram. You can use word art in here as well. You can make lines and arrows, all those types of things, special characters, choose your animations, create links. So as I was saying, if you are using all these slides, okay, if the slide has a title here, okay, so test 1, and let's say this one's test 2, I can, if I want to here, rather than making people go straight to the next one, if I put in test 1, I can then hyperlink. So there's a button here for hyperlinking. And test 1, so here's my slides in this presentation, the next slide, first slide, but I can also choose, see, they've been named now if they have a title. If they don't have a title, they just come up as slide 2 or 3. But here, test 1, that'll hyperlink, they'll go straight to that one. Or I could put in test 2 and it'll hyperlink to the next one. But again, also, if I am talking about something like Camtasia, which is a software that I'm using to do this recording, and I want to hyperlink it, it will search the internet for me, and then we have TextMyth, the people who sell Camtasia. I can link it straight to Camtasia for us as well in there. And obviously you can comment. Okay, commenting is a general thing that's across all of Google's features generally. So I can make comments here on this slide and comment, and then someone can come and look at what I've said later. I can put in the slide numbers as well, or a new slide if I like. If I'm on format, I'm formatting text, the alignment, the spacing, the bullets, etc. You can clear the formatting, borders and underlining if you want that. And there's other formatting options down there. When you have slides, you have a new one, you can duplicate the slide, you can delete a slide, you can skip a slide as well. So if you decide you don't want that slide to be shown in the presentation, you just click to skip the slide, change the background, apply a particular layout. So if I don't like this one, which is here, I can choose to change it to something else and it will just automatically put it into that system. I can also edit the master, or I can change the theme and change transitions, etc. Arranging, so this is particularly for the selection that I have because I've selected this text box. You can center it on the page, you can rotate it, you can group it, you can group images, which is what this is. This is not this, this is what this is. This is all in there as a grouped image, and so that means that I can essentially select all of it. I can then just select this and that's all grouped together. See, it's got one box around the outside, and so if I drag the corner, they all change shape and size at the same rate, so they all are still in the correct positions. Tools, again, check your spelling, explore down the bottom here if you need to search your documents or the internet while you're in here. Other tools, you have your linked objects, you can have your dictionary up, you can get a Q&A history. Now that relates specifically to when you're presenting. You can voice type your speaker's notes if you like. So if you want to, for example, provide some kind of recording for your students, you can just type that. And then again, make sure that you chose your language. Click here. And then as you talk and present about this diagram, it will type straight into your speaker's notes so that people can read them later, or so that you know what you've said. It's a great little tool, that one. Obviously, script editor is here as well. Preferences, accessibility settings if you want to turn those on or off, and your activity dashboard. Activity dashboard basically just, again, showing you all of the people who have done anything to your document. Add-ons, again, like docs, like sheets, like everything, you can extend the functionality of slides by doing this. Pear Deck is really good if you want to make your presentation really interactive. Adobe Stock will basically allow you a whole bunch of images that you can use to put in the background. If you want to go and find some, click Get Add-ons and you can go and find them. Help, these will give you help for slides, some training around slides, any updates that have happened recently that'll tell you what's happened, or if you want to report problems, etc., you can do that as well. There's your accessibility settings in here. So if you want to look at speaking, so speak selection, speak select formatting, go to film strip, etc. So these are all, again, specific for accessibility things within slides. Now, one thing I didn't mention in Docs is you'll notice here it says all changes saved in Drive. So that basically means that everything that I've typed, so if I type here, see it says saving and then it's saved. Okay, so make sure if you're worried about something not being saved, just look at the top there. If it says that it's been saved, then you're all good to go. Again, over here, you have your comments, you have your document editors can see your view history in this file. So we'll look at all the history there. This is your presenting. Now, if I click this button, it'll just start to present straight away. But if I click the drop down, you can get the presenter view. Okay, and so if I click presenter view, it will then give me this screen here. And then this one on the right, you would want to put onto your projector. But here you can see I've got my speaker notes, I've got my previous slide, I've got my next slide. I can go through and I can just click and it will move along to the next slide and to the next slide. And all my notes and stuff will come up. There's also audience tools in here. So if you want to start, this is really good. You can get Q&A. So you click start new. And then basically you want to change this setting so that it's anyone. Okay, and then they go to this link. Okay, and that's a unique link. And if they go there and they start to type in questions, they will appear here. And then as you present here, you'll see numbers pop up here for what the people have asked, and then you can go here and you'll get questions. So for example, I'm going to ask a question here. How does Camtasia work? Now on my app, I actually can ask anonymously, and also I'll choose that option and click submit, and then you'll see it's come up here. So anonymous has asked, how does Camtasia work? And then other people who are in the class who have this link can see these thumbs up and thumbs down too. And so if lots of them start to click it, then you have lots of people who have that same question, and then you'll go to that question and you want to answer that question for them. Okay, and so I can then click here present, and so that will then stick the question up onto the slides for everyone to see, and then I can answer that question, and then I can hide the question and then go back through my slides and continue presenting. And that's really good for just making sure that your students are engaging, particularly for those students who don't like to stick their hand up and be public in their questions. But it's also, I think, really good just for us in terms of making sure that we can find out how many kids have the same question. And you can make it so that your students won't interrupt your presentation. So you can present and they will ask their questions. And then if you see that the question is important in your speaker's notes section here, then you can answer it straight away. But if it's something that you can wait until later, you can actually just leave it, and then later on you can answer that question as well. Now, of course, to exit, just press escape and you'll go back to your normal view. Again, you can share your document with everyone just like you can with all your other things. You still have your calendar, your keep, and your tasks down the right hand side. You can click on the explore button down the bottom right as well. If I go through here, this is adding new slides, undo, redo, print. You have zooming in, this is when I'm selecting things, or if I want a text box, images, drawings, shapes, lines, commenting. If I want to change the background, the layout, or the theme really quickly, or add a transition, they're all there on this little toolbar as well at the top. So there's your introduction to slides. I hope that it gets you started, and I hope to see you using this a lot in your classroom.